CEO of Bright Livelihoods, a company dedicated to helping people soul search before they job search. Laurel is passionate about spiritual adventures, education equality, properly brewed iced tea, or rather tea, and Chicago. She helps children write, illustrate, and professionally publish their own books, and has written several books herself, including Born to Do, the practical guide to loving your work. Please welcome Laurel.
Hello, Ignite Chicago. I'm very happy to be here. 12 years ago, I completed a traditional Lakota vision quest, which culminated in me spending time, 4 days and 4 nights by myself in a little piece of land. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity. What is a vision quest? A vision quest is an opportunity to go and find your purpose and find yourself. Traditionally, thousands of years ago, it was only done by young men, and now it's done by people of all ages and all races with the generosity of Native American cultures. And if you're wondering, there was no peyote or altering mind substances involved in this particular vision quest. It was done soberly. It was done over 4 years, so actually ultimately spent 10 days and 10 nights by myself in nature in the wilderness with support of a camp who was keeping an eye on me, but I couldn't see them. And before I went on Vision Quest, I was actually an international hotel executive living in New York City. So how did I get to the Lakota people? I was about to be part of a sale of a company, and I knew that I needed to go down a transition from being a part of a corporation to starting my own business. So I went down this hallway and had an idea to help other people go down that hallway. Part of the process of learning how to help people through transition was graduate school. I got a master's in organizational psychology from Columbia and found that it was really void of soul and imagination, and had to find another way to learn about helping people through a transition, and did that with the Lakota people in Vision Quest. What was hard? A lot of things were hard. If you're sitting without electronics for 4 days, a lot of things will come up. Things that may be unfinished, maybe heartbreaks, maybe regrets, maybe things that you haven't dealt with. So that was hard and heartbreaking at times. My encounters with nature were a little difficult. This Vision Quest was done in Central Texas, so there are scorpions and red ants, and I got hundreds of bug bites over 4 years. I also was challenged at night because you could hear animals moving, you didn't know quite what they were. Ultimately, what the hardest thing was, though, in this process was going back to civilization. I really found that I have a talent for sitting and doing nothing, apparently. And going back to the world and what it had to offer me was difficult. What was amazing is my connection to people and to especially the earth. Living on the earth and being with the earth and nature changes your relationship with it. So whether it's indigenous people or the farmers at the farmers market or entrepreneurs that are creating things that help the planet, thank you. I feel much more connected to that and appreciate that. The other thing that was amazing, although I was alone, I felt very connected to the people that were watching over me. In fact, they pray and eat and drink for you. So I didn't have any food or water for 4 days, but I felt satiated. What I got from Vision Quest was a deeper connection to my past, to my present, and ultimately an ability to use my imagination for the future. And I think that it helped me look at things that were complicated and make them much more simple, and look at simple things like trees and make them much more complicated, and understand the interconnectedness we all have to nature and to each other. It opened doorways for me. Since doing this Vision Quest 12 years ago, I've become an entrepreneur, I've become a writer, I've become an artist. These were just fantasies and now they're realities. So it opened doors to all sorts of things for me. And it gave me a very loud, clear voice in my head that keeps me on track. I have a purpose. I know what that purpose is. And I stay with it no matter what. Even if my parents think I'm crazy at times. Would I recommend it to others? No. There's probably one or two people here who already had the idea of pursuing this type of thing, and you know who you are before I started talking. However, I think we can all learn from the metaphor of Vision Quest. We all need a Vision Quest. So maybe for you, it's turning off your electronics or walking by the lake, going to a yoga class. The founders of Google go to Burning Man. So find your own Vision Quest and follow your heart. And Palamier, Palamier is a supersonic thank you. So I'd like to thank Ignite Chicago. I'd like to thank Indigenous people that hold these traditions for all of us. And I'd like to thank my friend Uli Bonnekamp who did the photography. Thank you.